This episode of Let's Discuss Death Battle is brought to you by Death Battle.
On motorcycles!
What were we supposed to do? Not reference it? Hello one and all, and welcome to another episode of Let's Discuss Death Battle. I am your only mate, and with me as always is Jedi Bender, also known as Richard.
I turned 24 today.
We're not singing you happy birthday.
Aww.
I'll just very briefly have the happy music playing here and then just cut off and back to Death Battle.
Yeah.
Happy birthday is copyrighted. Be careful.
Yeah.
I don't monetize this channel anyway, so F it.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyway, we also have Jaru.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the most professional intro of this whole podcast.
Yep.
Yes. Totally professional.
And speaking of professionals, we have a professionally made death battle. I don't know if that segue really works. But
I mean, it's as professional as you get in this industry.
Yeah.
anyway, it's Ghost Rider versus Lobo.
Woo!
And this fight was so fucking cool.
Arguably.
Yeah.
I would
Let's see.
I would probably say it's up there as like one of my favorite episodes this season.
Oh, easily. Like, say what
Absolutely.
you will about it. Like, it's not perfect, but it's better than Aquaman versus Namor.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh man. Was there any other Marvel versus DC fights this season?
Captain Marvel squared.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
Captain Marvel squared.
That's what everyone
Yeah.
was calling it.
That's funny.
And the one before
It
that
is
was
funny.
Widow squared.
And then Mega Man quinted.
Pretty much. So I guess before that it's Fishman squared.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
This is the
time for
diff-
Motorcycle
diff-
squared.
Okay. Okay, so in terms of, let's start off with saying, like, what do y'all think of this matchup?
I was not expecting it. Like, I never thought to put these two together. So once again, it's another great unorthodox outside the box matchup. They don't have a lot in common thematically, but they do have one thing in common. You know, they have chains, they have motorcycles.
Both bounty
And
hunters.
They're bounty hunters. That's about it. So
Also, both are insanely hard to kill.
that too.
Yeah.
They're both hard as hell to kill.
Like, near impossible.
Exactly. Yes.
Although I'd argue Lobo's a little harder, because, like,
Yeah.
holy weapons are, like, depending on which franchise you in, they're kind of, like, everywhere.
Yeah. Exactly. I also just loved this idea. It felt like if this was our first heavy metal death battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the track for it especially.
Oh yeah. It's
In
like
fact, I'd
this-
probably say that track is my favorite this season. Like, definitely.
Yeah. No. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
I've been listening
I'm
to it so
not,
much, I love it.
I haven't listened to it a lot. Maybe it's better than I thought it was, but I'm not a big heavy metal guy, so maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know
to
quite
be-
my cup
To be
of tea.
honest, with me, I don't stick to a genre. I just hear a music, and I'm just like, I like this.
Yeah. No.
Fair enough.
Basically it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like all genres of music, and when I heard this, I'm like, okay, yeah, like it appeals to the heavy metal fan inside of me, but I found something even better. If you actually listen to a song that's kind of heavy metal, but a little catchy and hardcore, it does make this episode more enjoyable.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I liked it.
Yeah.
In terms of the matchup,
Yeah,
I
back
did
to
have
the,
a little.
back to the actual fight.
I mean, talking about the music, it's part of it.
Oh, yeah.
But regarding this matchup, I did see it coming to a degree, just because of me collecting all those matchups. I actually collected Ghost Rider versus Lobo shortly before they announced Ghost Rider versus Lobo. So I
so if
wasn't.
this didn't happen, that would have been in the tier list you made.
Yeah, it would have. It was. I actually.
Great time
I've
to
been
plug
making
that,
this-
by the way.
Very good point. So, for everyone who doesn't follow me on Twitter or on YouTube, I created a gargantuan tier list template on the website known as Tier Maker. And in it, I put in 600 popular death battle matchups. These are matchups that I've collected from
I
everywhere
question how
across the
some of
internet.
those are popular, by the way.
It blows my mind with some of them, but all of them had a fair degree of popularity, and that's why they're on the list. I actually made over 800 matchups, but cut 200 because there wasn't enough room.
Yeah, you cut the one Harley Quinn matchup I'm actually interested in.
Oh, sorry, it just wasn't as popular.
And you requested you cut a matchup I really want.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
How could you? How could you?
The crap. It wasn't based off of what was good. It was based off of what was popular.
I can
guess.
see that.
But yeah, maybe we'll link in the description, but I highly recommend go and giving it a try, making your own tier lists. Make sure to log in to an account on the website before making the tier list, so that way it gets added to the public and I can look at it directly and everyone can see it, and it'll add to the community average. That way we can see what everyone thinks is the most popular. I hope everyone tries it. I worked on that for over a month.
It's true.
Yeah, he put a lot of hard work into it.
I had been working on it and put in another matchup that I put in. This is kind of a bit of an ugly. I guess it's not much of a segue, but I actually put in Dragonzord versus Mechagodzilla before they announced that too.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, check it out. It's fun. But yeah, so I saw Ghost Rider versus Lobo coming, and I will say it wasn't my preferred matchup for Ghost Rider. My preferred matchup is still Spawn. But
yeah, I'm gonna be real. I actually didn't really get the Spawn comparison, mostly because before this fight came out, I didn't really know much about Ghost Rider. But now that it's out and I know a bunch more about him, yeah, I can totally see why.
Yeah, they're very similar.
It's
cool,
scary.
Similar powers. I don't even know who would win.
Oh, and thanks to behind the scenes that I watch, like Death Battlecast and the first member commentaries, which are really helpful for this. They went into why they went with this matchup and not, let's say, Ghost Rider versus Spawn or Lobo versus Deadpool or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was because they were interested in for the matchup and the whole debate. Can either of these two actually kill the other?
That's fair.
Also, can the penance there actually put Lobo down?
Yeah. And yeah, I can totally.
Turns out, yeah, it could.
Yeah. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I may have preferred a different matchup for Ghost Rider. This is probably the best matchup for Lobo.
Absolutely.
Because who else are going to put him against? Deadpool? That's a joke.
Yeah, no.
They're all. Don't get me wrong. They're similar character-wise, but it's not a debate.
Yeah, I remember hearing Lobo versus Wolverine here and there, and I'm just like, okay, I don't get it.
Wolverine's gonna have a hard time when he punches him into the freaking sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, Wolverine's overrated too in terms of his regenerative abilities. He's been killed so many times just from people stabbing him enough. His regen actually runs out, unlike Deadpool's. So, yeah. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, not my preferred matchup, but it was still fun, and I have to agree. The debate was worth it. Just the unique nature of these characters. This was on the topic of settling the debate. This was one. There was a real debate. Some of these characters, it's like Shazam versus Captain Marvel. There was no debate.
No, there wasn't.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, there's the debate when Carol goes into binary, but it's not a good one.
No. It's a
But
terrible
even
one.
then, it's aha, I can do star, and then it's I'm a DC character. And
I can do stuff now. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, there was a debate. That was the most interesting part. I've said this on Twitter before, but I would much rather have characters who have little to nothing in common fight, who have an interesting debate, an interesting matchup, interesting powers interacting, than have two characters who are identical. This matchup was thematically, they didn't really have a ton in common, but it was a cool matchup. By contrast, something like Green Arrow versus Hawkeye, they're the same character, so it was boring as
Yeah, but
crap.
that's why it was also a really interesting matchup, because it's so crazy even.
Yeah, but it was boring as a fight. They just shoot arrows at each other. Like Green Arrow fighting someone with crazy powers is interesting because it's a dude with a bow fighting someone with crazy powers. How is he going to win? But that's why Green Arrow comics work, or Hawkeye comics. But when they're just fighting each other, it's like, I didn't sign up to watch Robin Hood. What is this? But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I loved this fight. It was really fun.
I do too.
In terms of the
Me too.
research and analysis, I don't know a ton about
Speaking
these
of the
characters.
research analysis, shout out to my boy Max A Few Trades for being the head researcher for Lobo.
Neat.
Oh,
That's
yes.
awesome.
You did good, Max. You did good.
Yeah, you did, Max. Pat yourself on the back.
But yeah, I don't know much about these characters. Actually, the big reason I even wanted Ghost Rider in Death Battle was because I didn't know anything about him, and I thought he looked cool, and I wanted to hear what he could do. So I'm satisfied in that regard. Lobo was funny. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I still
like
that. Like sissy eating feat was one of the first things I heard about him, and it's like my favorite feat.
Yeah,
Just because it's so absurd, and the fact they reference that in the fight is amazing.
Yeah, and just like some of the not all of Death Battle's jokes really land for me. Sometimes, especially in these later seasons, I feel like the bits tend to drag on a bit. But there was some dialogue in the analysis that was really amusing to me.
Agreed.
Like just the way they described that Lobo fate of he one time while fighting some rabbits, he got so face meltingly angry that he just
see his
ate a
face in
city.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, that's hilarious. I don't know. That's just like some funny dialogue.
Yeah. Also, that Deadpool cameo.
Oh, yes, the Deadpool cameo.
It was funny for 5 seconds, and then it kept going and going and going.
Fair enough, yeah.
I wish they'd cut it off like a few seconds.
Nah,
earlier.
I think what they did was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, one of my favorite jokes, it's not necessarily said, but it's just shown and matches up well with what they're saying. It's when they say in the post-analysis, how is he going to escape to find a holy weapon somewhere? And it shows Lobo going into a shop with like a trolley.
Yeah, you're right. That is some actual comedic visuals.
Like, just
And I do
imagine Lobo going into a supermarket, like browsing for holy weapons.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like a bunch of like video game and comic book holy weapons, and like Mjolnir, Master Sword, like just a bunch of things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also really enjoyed how they spun the whole Lobo analysis about him being a '90s parody.
Yes.
Like I think that part was really comedic and informative. I appreciated learning about the Lobo reboot and all that jazz.
Oh, I think we all agree we hated that as soon as we saw it.
Hey, be thankful you didn't actually have to read it.
Very true, very true.
Yes,
Oh,
I've
and
read
of course,
the Lobo.
all the Nick Cage jokes are the best. I mean, I love that.
Oh, yes, of course.
Ghost Rider looks awesome. I'm talking about Nick Cage.
Agreed.
Nick Cage. Why isn't Nick Cage been casted to play the Joker? Like, he is terrifying.
Oh my god.
Back off, Nick Cage. Don't you dare.
No, do it. Do it. I want to see that now.
It was like, did somebody say I could play the Joker? I think that's
Everyone
a great idea.
watching
I
this
said get out of
podcast.
here.
I mean, he even
Make a
has the
petition.
whole,
Nick
like,
Cage is the Joker.
personality-
Let's do it.
Like, he even has the whole like crazy
Bad Nick
personality
Cage.
acting of going from like calm and normal to screaming like a psychopath. It worked too well. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that. So yeah, the comedy was fairly decent in the analysis, and I mean, like I said, I don't know a ton about these characters, but it seemed fairly accurate.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't see any obvious like lapses in logic. I'd say my only complaint is that there's a bit of a misleading detail in that the part where they say how Lobo's soul, when they first reveal that detail about it being banned from the afterlife, they like zoom in on the untouchable. But when you actually read, which gives this like false impression that his soul is untouchable. But in the actual article, it doesn't say that his soul is untouchable. It says that his case is untouchable, like his case in heaven's, like soul registry or whatever. So that was a little misleading.
I mean,
but
Agreed.
if I had any complaint about this episode, it is during the end analysis when they say the Hell Cycle outrace Mjolnir, which went across the galaxy and back in a minute, which is this many times faster than light, more than capable of keeping up with Lobo's bike, but they never gave a speed calc for how fast Lobo's bike is.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Lobo's bike could outrun a planet explosion and a black hole.
I think there might have been instances where Mjolnir was faster than that, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, like...
I'll probably have to go back through Thor's analysis, really, just to be sure.
If I were to venture a guess, I would assume that, like, the whole outrace, getting out of a black hole thing was probably one of Lobo's better feats.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, they did mention that.
In terms of his bike. But I don't really...
Plus, I don't think it really matters when, see, it turns out we all had the penance there wrong. How it actually works is, when Ghost Rider uses it on someone, it's Johnny's own judgment to whether or not, how it will affect them.
Yeah, I appreciated that. It explains the inconsistency.
Yeah. So, logically for this fight, you'd think, oh, he just has to make eye contact and then he wins. Turns out it gets a little more insane. They didn't mention it in the actual analysis, but it was on the sidebar. Ghost Rider used it on an entire city once.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks at a city and he's like, I'm just going to pen stare everyone in the city at once. And he does it.
Yeah. Which is a really convenient way of handling the whole multiple Lobos thing.
Yeah, so he really just has to look at him.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I liked how the analysis was for both of these, and much like Mate, although I take it a little bit further by saying I feel like Lobo's end analysis was completely...
Well, yeah, because you're
almost
more of a fan of Lobo than I am.
This is true, yes. I felt like Lobo's analysis didn't mean jack compared to Ghost Riders. I really wish they would have given Lobo more calculations and just breaking down everything, but instead it's like, nope, Ghost Rider's better and this and that, and it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, that's the only thing I really had a problem with, is the end analysis for Lobo. It really didn't seem to matter.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, whenever you've got this sort of like all or nothing style characters who are like completely immune or completely unaffected by physical force, that kind of takes away a lot of, like, why bother calculating exactly how strong or powerful Lobo is if none of his attacks would do anything anyway?
Yes, agreed.
So I can see why they didn't put a lot of effort into calculating that stuff. Right. But I can also see why a Lobo fan would be disappointed by not having.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
More analysis.
Yeah. Can we all agree, though? Worst death this season? Not as in how it was executed or anything, but most horrifying.
Yeah, I say most horrifying death, really.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Jesus Christ!
Penance stare into demon consumption or angel conception. Or
Not only that, but one, Lobo's existence was completely erased, but the very last thing he felt was the penance stare. And considering the shit Lobo's done, oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. Let's just talk about the fight real quick.
Sure.
Because I really want to talk about this.
First thing I love, the very beginning when Lobo just blasts through Ghost Rider and he's just flipping him off.
That was fun. That was also a reference to Lobo's super in Injustice.
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm not even a massive Lobo or DC fan, but I could tell that's classic Lobo.
Yeah, that was very fun.
It's
and then the way it starts off is really hilarious, but then at the very end of the fight, Ghost Rider does a callback to what he was saying at the beginning.
And he actually gets to finish it.
Yeah, that was such good writing. That was weird. Deathbound normally does not have writing that good. This whole fight was actually really well thought out.
There is something that happened in the beginning of the fight I want to touch on. So they got asked, okay, so why does the penance stare not work at the beginning, but it works at the end?
I just assume it got interrupted.
No, it turns out the reason for that, it was solely because, well, if you're gonna have Ghost Rider win a death battle, it's gonna be by the penance stare, right? But if you hold off on using the penance stare until the end, everyone watching is just gonna be like, oh, well, clearly he's gonna win because he hasn't used the penance stare yet.
I see.
And it would spoil it for everyone. So by having it happen at the beginning and not work, then it keeps people guessing and like on the edge of their seats.
Okay, so, I appreciate that. That's smart.
I'm really happy they did that.
So like when you have Captain Falcon miss the Falcon Punch, it's like it makes you go, if he's gonna win, he's gonna win with that. So by having him miss,
exactly.
people guessing.
Yeah,
that's smart. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's very good. I like this animation.
Right.
I would have to say, my boy Lewis, him and his team, this is probably easily their best work since Wario vs. DDD and Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. It had everything a Lobo fan like me could ask for. The references to his finisher in Injustice, the attitude, the weapons, and just
the voice acting.
Yeah,
Lobo's voice acting was great.
Yeah, Jason, he nailed Lobo. Like, I mean, anybody can really pull off Lobo. Not just anybody can pull off that voice. Like, it really takes a skilled and professional voice actor to really bring Lobo to life. And I really enjoyed how Jason did it. He was Lobo. There was no question in my mind. Okay, yeah, he is Lobo right now.
Absolutely. And same thing with the Ghost Rider. I thought he did.
Oh, yeah. No. Absolutely.
Especially when Zarathos came out.
Yeah, no. And another
you
thing
just hear that and it's like, Jesus, that's terrifying.
Yeah, no. And another thing I pointed out in my review, I love how the action, it starts off with them on motorcycles and them just, trying to take one off of the motorcycle, but then as soon as they're not on motorcycles anymore, that's when the action starts to get better and better as we progress. So I liked exactly how they paced out the action sequences.
Yeah, and there is something that a lot of people were asking with this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why was Lobo after Grimace?
Simple, because he's Grimace.
No, I heard one of the reasons why it's because in the script they just had purple alien listed as Lobo's bounty.
Yeah.
So when Lewis and Zach were animating it, they were just like, let's just use Grimace. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is.
But yeah, the hand-drawn animation, it's funny. At first, when the first hand-drawn you see, aside from maybe Lobo's bike, maybe that first shot of Lobo's bike was hand-drawn, I'm not certain. But I think the first definite one that I see was Ghost Rider riding up.
Yeah.
His skull looked a little weird. Not gonna lie, in that first shot. But in all follow-up hand-drawn bits, it was really good. It added a lot to the fight. And then I should just skip to the best part. The best part was that ending. The part like they blow up the continent or whatever.
I think they blew up China.
Come back. It was like Tibet area, like
somewhere in Asia.
Yes, somewhere in Asia. But yeah, so like and then like you see Lobo's ghost, and then the chains start coming out. You see it's shooting out of Zarathos' head, and that's cool enough.
That was.
But then his body reforms in this like awesomely animated blue flame.
Oh, speaking of
back into existence, and it's amazing.
It is.
Also, talking about that shot,
well done.
Did you guys notice Lobo's soul like not only holding on by his hand, but when that doesn't work, he's like holding on to the ground with his teeth.
Yeah, I didn't notice that the first viewing because I was so focused on how fucking awesome the Ghost Rider was looking.
Yeah, I was too. But I went back and
also,
watched that moment,
little detail,
and I noticed that.
That's
that
funny.
Little
That's hilarious.
That little detail of him holding on by his teeth, once again, that's a Lobo thing. That is something Lobo would do if he was getting sucked in. Like, if he couldn't hold on with his hands, he would use his teeth. And I love that little detail. Like, beautiful.
When in doubt, bite it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like you said, I thought the hand-drawn elements in this got better and better as they progressed, and yeah, absolutely. That ending shot where it's just all hand-drawn, it looked fan-freaking-tastic. I literally cannot say anything more than Lewis and his team just freaking killed it.
Also,
Agreed.
the background effect for the penance there.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I heard where that was from. I think it's like the final boss of an Earthbound game.
Oh, I thought it looked familiar. That's the fucking Gygus background.
That's it.
Wow. That was genius. Wow. That was so smart to use. It looked so good.
That's awesome.
Well done. Well done. That's brilliant.
That's
That
I
was-
love that. Yeah, I love that ending. The whole ending was amazing.
yes, absolutely.
I do have some critiques. Do y'all have any more praise to throw before I dive into the critiques?
No. I'm pretty much done with my praises.
I'm done too.
All right. I'm going to say that not everything in the fight was the most quality in terms of the actual combat. To start with, the whole bit at the beginning where they're like swatting at each other with chains, that felt too slow and too kind of like, are they even hitting each other? Like, it was kind of meh. That was a very meh moment. It didn't last very long, but it was meh while it was there. And then, like, the penance stare attempt, that part was fine. Then it's fine up until the next part where, like, they do a little brief skirmish where they're punching each other, and that part was kind of meh. Ghost Rider spitting fire, as in actual fire, not sweet raps. But but no, actual fire. That part was kind of neat. And then he grabs him and throws him. That part was okay. Eating the building was fun.
Yes.
And then exploding was fun. And then the
Not so
clones
much for
were
me.
all that part was pretty fun up until like Zarathos shooting the huge wave of fire. That was okay. But then the part where like Lobo and Zarathos shoot like fire and lasers at each other.
Eat this, you
not look-
bastard!
Yeah, right. That part did not impress me. It like Ghost Rider kind of went and shot like it was like a softball. Blah. It was just like, here, eat this fireball, and then it blows up the continent. It was
Well,
like
considering how powerful Zarathos is,
Yeah, and also
but it could have looked cooler.
No, yeah, I get what you're
yeah,
saying. Yeah,
like maybe
it's
a bigger
if you're
chunk
gonna-
of the planet,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
perhaps.
Like,
Yeah.
throw a giant Frieza death ball. Be creative. Go over the
yeah,
top.
no, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, I completely agree with you. And I did like that Lobo brought out a giant laser because that's what Lobo's known for. He pulls out literally the big guns that,
Yeah.
and he makes weapons that can destroy a whole planet. So I agree. If they were gonna go at it with, okay, Zarathos's huge power and Lobo's planet-destroying gadgets, like, yeah, I agree with you. It really should have taken more than just a tiny bit of a chunk of the planet.
Yeah.
Like, I think like half of the fucking planet should be freaking destroyed right now. Like half the country they're in should be destroyed.
Yeah, and it's like just make it look more visually impressive. Like
Yeah,
Lobo-
exactly. I see what you're saying.
Like it's implied that Ghost Rider's body gets destroyed in the blast. But if you're gonna have it destroy his whole body, have the laser like Dragon Ball style vaporize him. Don't just have it like go through his chest.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I would have wanted the same thing for Lobo. If you're gonna
Oh, you
show...
know what? That could have kept people guessing as well. Like, oh, did Lobo get him? Did Lobo get him?
Yeah, exactly.
And it would
It's
have been
like
way
both
more
of-
convincing.
Yeah, no, or you also could have, said, oh, is it a tie because you show you show Lobo's laser destroying Ghost Rider's Zarathos' body, and then you see Lobo's body getting destroyed by Zarathos' blast, so you see both their bodies kind of deteriorate and disintegrate, and you're wondering what happened.
Exactly.
Is it a tie? Like,
But then
and
you think
see
Lobo won when his spirit shows up, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, exactly.
Chains!
Yeah, that would have been even. Yeah, exactly. That would have been much better.
Mhm.
Would've made an
Absolutely.
already
Oh,
great
hindsight is
ending.
2020.
Yeah, like it would have gone from A tier to S tier. Like that would
Absolutely.
fantastic. But yeah, that was my main complaints there. Oh, and like this, I had a similar problem with like the whole like why shoot a laser if it's gonna kill them? Go over the top. Like don't just shoot through the chest, blow up his whole body. Like,
No, because that's
Like-
something Lobo would do. He wouldn't just shoot for a small part. When Lobo deals with the superpowered being, he doesn't just shoot one side of your body. He wants to blow you the hell up.
Yeah, exactly. And like I had the same problem with Ryu versus Jin. Like, don't just shoot a blast through his chest, vaporize him, or at least explode his body into chunks. Don't just don't just like blow a hole in his chest. That's boring. But yeah, that was my main critique. The rest of the ending, like from the moment Lobo Ghost appears to the KO, phenomenal. That was a like S tier death. And the writing, just having him come back with that same dialogue from the beginning, Lobo of Zarnia. It's like that's so epic. That's epic as hell.
I've been watching a lot of reaction videos to this episode, like especially this episode, and it is the best, especially when people don't know about Lobo beforehand.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons I love Lobo's analysis so much, because just introducing people to Lobo is the best.
It's so great to go from Ghost Rider like calmly being like Lobo of Zarnia, and then at the end Zarathos just screaming it like Lobo of Zarnia. Like,
yeah, I know that.
Good.
I was like, holy shit!
So good. I love it.
Yes, no.
I was basically frozen when I was watching it for the first time.
I loved it.
A+ death battle, fantastic. This is probably like. Don't get me wrong. I probably liked Wario versus. I'm debating which one I like more. I mean, as a whole, I think I like Wario versus DD a little more. I think the combat was a little more engaging. But you can only have so much epicness with a character whose main attack is farting. So, like, even if the level of destruction was higher in Wario versus
Okay,
DD,
that would be something for us to talk about. Like, so we might do a top whatever episodes of this season, maybe.
Sure.
All I'll say is,
battle of the season.
I second that. This is actually shot up to number 2 in my list of top 5, but in my opinion, it came very close to being number 1. But I think with the critiques you brought up, Jaru, I think my number 1 is still Ben 10 versus Green Lantern.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
One last thing I want to talk about, that merch plug.
Yes, the merch plug.
I thought that was funny.
That was very funny.
Yeah.
That was cute. That was funny. Like, that was actually funny. Like, I have a lot of complaints. Like, I might even do a video about it at some point. But I have a lot of complaints about the comedy in Death Battle in the last season or two. Ever since they introduced, like, the whole animated segments of the coasts, I felt like some of the jokes have kind of really dragged on. But I prefer the snappier comedy from the earlier seasons. But they were pretty funny in this episode. They were pretty good. They
Actually,
had quick, snappy humor. I like it.
Actually, in the merch plug, did you guys notice at one point Boomstick did like a little pose and like eyebrow raises?
I did, yes.
Like, yeah, look at this shirt.
That's pretty fun.
Like, if you look, it's there, but it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those are my thoughts on the death battle. It seemed like a fair analysis. The fight was pretty fun. The death was amazing.
Yes.
There's a lot of quality all around.
I also think we've been on Ghost Rider v Lobo for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair...
Well, that's how much we love it.
It was a really good death battle.
Yeah,
so, let's talk about the next time.
Yeah, the next time. The one that was revealed at RTX. Which Richard was not there for. I'm just throwing out.
No, but I saw it.
Yeah, because I showed it to you.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, the next time is Mechagodzilla versus the Dragonzord.
Mechazord versus Dragonzilla.
As Richard once put it at one point.
Yeah, as wise Jedi Bender put it, yes.
Every
By the
time
way,
these stupid giant robots get in, I always mess up their names.
By the way,
Me too,
that is the title.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like whenever we had, what was it? The Megatron, or shoot. What was it?
Megatron!
Wow. There we go.
Megazord.
I've skipped my joke to the punchline. There you go.
Yeah.
I kept calling it Megatron and Volzord or whatever. Like it was terrible.
I want to see that now.
Reading the script for that prediction was a nightmare.
Yeah,
boy.
no,
I can imagine.
But yeah.
So what do y'all think of this matchup?
I am excited for it because, okay, if this is anything like, okay, Megazord versus Voltron or Godzilla versus Gamera, which I love both those episodes, or even like Tigerzord versus Epion, if it's anything like those three, this is going to be a great episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a B-tier death battle at minimum.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I second that last statement. I can comfortably say I don't think it's going to be like Megazord versus Voltron because Megazord versus Voltron was, that was something else.
Although it would be hilarious if this somehow was better than Megazord.
If it is, then that'll be crazy.
Who knows?
I think this will be on the level of Godzilla versus Gamera. Like, I could totally see.
If it has
Mechagodzilla
doing that dance like he does in the teaser at RTX.
Yeah, which is from the Monster Zero movie, which again, that's a great callback, to us Godzilla fans. So thank you.
By the way, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the reveal is in my reaction. Go watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I
just remembered whenever I said it, I would call them Megatron versus Ultron. That's what I would keep saying.
Oh, okay.
Made no sense. Anyway,
yeah,
continue.
I'm excited for this, but at the same time, I'm a little sad that it has to be.
We should probably get
Tommy
into
again.
Yeah, we should probably get into who we think is gonna win this.
It's not Tommy. It's not Tommy.
I have a song prepared.
Oh God.
Go, Tommy Oliver, you're gonna die again.
Oh, just art. You should record an album.
Yeah. Yeah. Tommy, I'm sorry. Like, as a huge, I'm one of the biggest Tommy Oliver fans. He has no chance. No chance.
Yeah,
if it was an older version of Mechagodzilla, he would have a definite chance. But since they're using Kiryu, there's nothing Tommy can do. I'm sorry.
Watch Tommy win though.
Hey, little bit of credit. There have been Power Rangers comics since.
Yes, there has.
And there was at least one feat that I know of, which is that Dragonzord can fly into space.
I've seen that posted, like he flies to the moon or something.
It at least must be capable of flying at escape velocity.
Yes, that is true.
Back going for it.
Yeah,
and
which also
as disgustingly powerful as they are not known for their speed.
Well, no, because that's the different thing about Kiryu, the third Mechagodzilla that they're using. Kiryu can actually fly with jet boosters. So
how fast?
too. I don't know. I don't think it can go like into planetary level, but it can still get off the ground and fly around and everything. So
probably won't be as entertaining as when Godzilla does it.
Yeah, no.
Probably Godzilla.
Godzilla's absurd.
Yeah.
But no.
I will say, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I too read the comics. I read all of them, by the way. Like, if you guys are Power Ranger fans and you haven't read the Boom Studios comics, what the hell are you doing with your life? Go read these comics. They're amazing.
The story is so good in the comics that they based the video game off of them.
Exactly. Yes. Like, holy
good.
shit. But I could not find any other reasonable feats that would say put the Dragonzord above Kiryu, but the only thing that could is the speed. And speaking of speed, everybody seems to be forgetting this, but the Dragonzord did actually one-shot the Tigerzord.
Yep. Which can mimic the movement of its pilot in real time.
Well, that and its whole gimmick is it's supposed to be faster than the other Zords.
All right, so at the very least, it sounds like the Dragonzord may have an edge in speed. Like it sounds like at least that's good. At least it has something. Good.
Yeah, exactly. Everything else,
It's a Godzilla character.
Well,
And
I mean,
again,
So, like, they take city busting attacks and then go, "I'm sorry, didn't you attack me?" Like,
yeah, and
Godzilla tanking that meteor and he just didn't even flinch.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, and it doesn't help that Kiryu, just like the other two past incarnations of Mechagodzilla, has been able to beat the shit out of Godzilla, and it also has the edge in versatility when it comes to weapons because the Dragonzord only has a select few of weapons.
That
whereas,
is something could help it though.
yes,
It just
I know
depends on if
everybody's.
they're gonna give him this.
Yes, are we gonna see the Dragonzord combined with the original Megazord?
oh shit, are they gonna?
Mhm.
Oh shit, I did not think of that.
Yeah, which
Because
again,
not-
if
Tommy
they
could
do,
call them in.
yeah, if they do,
Maybe.
that
Oh
evens
man,
it
if
out.
they do that again, if we, oh my god, oh my
I
god.
think-
'Cause I was gonna say because like there's the Ultra Mega Tiger Sword, but before
Yeah.
that was ever a thing, there was the like Ultra Mega Dragon Sword. Like it was
Yes.
where so it combined with the others.
Yes.
Damn, I did not think of that. Holy
yeah,
shit.
no. Yeah, so if they allow
And they
because
still have the
remember-
models, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, no, because remember, they didn't allow the original Megazord to combine with Titanus or even the Dragonzord.
Well, to be fair,
So-
that's because Ultron also had stuff it could call in. So, you know, just 5v5.
That was for to make the match a little simpler.
fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But
and
I
they
don't think it
did
would have
give
made a
it-
difference anyway.
And they did give Tommy access to the Thunderzords when he fought Epion. So if they give him access to the Megazord to combine into the Ultra Mega Dragonzord, that really does not only even things out, but it may give Tommy the win.
If it gives Tommy the win, I might actually be shocked.
You know what?
Yeah, me
But
too.
be super
because,
happy.
because if they
Call
just
it-
give Tommy base
Everyone's-
Dragonzord, then he's gonna die.
I think that's probably the case. But
Yeah.
if they give him the Ultra Mega Dragon, whatever the fuck it's called, I need to look it up. I'm just adding every like suffix or prefix, just Ultra Mega Super Duper Dragon Ultra Fighter, like, Forge,
Yeah.
Arc 2.
Supreme Overdrive Max.
So, you're not helping.
Super- Anyway, but yeah, if I could totally see this happening, them like they go into the analysis, everyone's like, Mega Godzilla's got this, because why wouldn't they think that? And then they're like, also, Tommy gets this, and then they're like, oh shit, I didn't think of that, and now everyone's gonna be like, hey, I'll win. That's awesome.
Yeah.
If they do that, they pull it off, and they make everyone doubt who's gonna win. Kudos. Even if
Absolutely.
Mecha Godzilla is just gonna destroy him anyway. If they can put that little doubt in there and make people think it could go either way, good job. Then you've made it a debate instead of
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely, yes. So I'm
successfully do that with stuff like Venom versus Bane though.
yeah. Oh God, yeah. So I'm hoping they do, because if they do, Tommy may actually break the losing streak of that is Power Rangers.
Yeah, the streak of 2.
Yeah,
3?
exactly.
Wait, no, 2. I can't
Yeah,
count.
just 2. And
What else were you counting?
I don't know, man. I was counting
Yeah.
the Godzilla versus Dragonzilla. That's what I was counting.
yeah, no. I am excited for how this is going to look, because this is going to be our first Godzilla and Power Rangers fight to be used in Unreal Engine. So you automatically know this is going to look. This is gonna look better than Megazord versus Voltron, and I
Oh my
rewatched
God.
that recently.
If they actually include the Mecha Dragon Super Duper Zord, then in Unreal, this may end up being cooler than Voltron versus Megazord.
Maybe.
I agree. Yes, I completely
Wow.
agree. And
Wow.
I love the models they're using. Like it's oh my God, Tom. The
You
fact
guys
that
get me hyped for this stupid death battle.
because we're Power Rangers fans and we have to get each other hyped about
Think of
this.
that. Now I don't even know who's gonna win.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm excited.
Mission
to see how
accomplished.
the
We made
animation-
Jaru doubt himself.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad
I
you're
love-
doing connection.
Little fun fact, I love that they're using the shattered grid model for Tommy. Like, kudos. Very good job. I like that.
Though, there's something I'm going to say. There is a little detail that makes me think, yeah, Tommy gonna die.
Okay.
Regardless of research. Who's voicing him?
Nicholas.
Yeah, who voices characters from my childhood and loses.
Yeah, Nicholas played Sonic, and he recently played Ben 10, so he's coming back for a second time this season. Well, okay. To give some people hope, there is one major weakness that Kiryu does have that the Dragonzord does not have. I'm building up suspense. This is the part where
you say it.
I know, I'm building up suspense. You can add drum rolls. Okay, so Kiryu, because of how Kiryu was designed, it can only run it can only be run and operated by a pilot for a maximum of 2 hours. So it does kind of have a power limit. But if it runs out of that limit, then it runs the risk of reawakening the original Godzilla that died in the very, very first Godzilla film.
I feel like that might be even worse.
Yeah, because again, the original Godzilla, every time that the Kiryu has either been out of commission or something has just gone wrong, whenever that happens, the original Godzilla's soul reawakens in Kiryu, and it goes on a berserker rampage.
Interesting.
So the big question is, can Tommy and remember the Megazords do not have a limited power supply. Their Zords can last for however long as they want to. So
they drop power from the sun. So as long as the sun's out.
Well, I mean,
oh my god, they're Robot Superman.
If it's debatable if the Dragonzord draws power from the sun, because I don't think they ever established that. They did establish that. It
comes out of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
There was something about its power source and it having issues.
I can't remember. All I know is if Kiryu was to destroy, Tommy's connection to the morphing grid, then the Dragonzord is pretty much useless.
I mean, if a goofy-looking skeleton dude can get rid of the connection from the White Tigerzord to the morphing grid, then
yeah. So it's pretty much it's kind of a 50-50 chance. Will Tommy be able to outlast Kiryu? And will he be able to potentially deal with the original Godzilla?
I don't think so.
Well, bear in mind, the original Godzilla wasn't that really powerful compared to his later incarnations and sons.
Oh, it's just called Dragonzord Battle Mode.
Oh, okay.
Or the Dragon Megazord.
That's one where it has a lance, right?
Yeah, or Mega Dragonzord if you prefer. Like, there's different names, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Mega... Okay, no, like, there's the Dragonzord Battle Mode is the one with the lance. But that one doesn't have the red one, I think. And then with the red one, it becomes just the Mega Dragonzord.
Yeah, so that's another question. Which one will they go? Would they go with Battle Mode or the Mega Dragonzord?
I assume they'll go with the Mega one, because it's just the better.
They'll probably just go with the one that gives them like the best chance if they are going to
include it. The Mega Dragonzord one-shot anything it ever attack.
That's true.
It's not to be underestimated.
True.
So this has gotten interesting then.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait when it comes out.
Yep, just a week or so away.
So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm kind of doubtful. I hate to sound like a jaded person, but that's just because if they give Tommy nothing but the Dragonzord, then he stands no chance. Yes, he's dead. But if they give him a fighting chance, and if they just decide, you know what, Power Rangers needs a win, they give Tommy the Mega Dragonzord, he's got this. He could take down the robot before it runs out of power and potentially before the original Godzilla awakens.
I'll be super happy if he does.
Me too. Me too.
Plus, it would mean Nicholas can voice characters from my childhood and not die.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, if he loses this, I might just post that song, It's Not Easy Being Green.
No, it's not. So, yeah. That's all I've got to say about it.
I guess we go on to the next topic. Unless anyone has anything else to add.
No, I'm good.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that the Dino Ultrazord was another thing. The Dragonzord was part of. I didn't realize that. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Sorry, go ahead.
Alright, so, when we had Ivan on, not so much, Nidge for reasons, time and whatnot, we mentioned how we went through, favorite, least favorite, most wanted on No Bender, but I thought, opinions change over time, and there might be people who just watch these and not necessarily the No Bender ones. So, why don't we revisit that?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but if they're the same as when it was on No Bender, we'll probably just go through it super quick.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
We want to do one person at a time, or do we want to do all of our least favorites and then all of our most wanted, etc.?
Actually, yeah, I like that. Okay, I'll start with my least favorite. Actually, wait, no, who wants to go first?
Okay.
I guess I can go first.
All right.
All right.
Okay, we'll go
All right.
Richard, Jaru, me.
Okay.
Sure.
Least favorite is Batman versus Captain America.
Really?
I believe that's different from the
Yes.
No Bender. Okay, let's talk about it.
It sucked. The analysis overhyped it.
The animation was kind of mediocre. I wouldn't. I mean, there's matches I think are more boring. Like, I don't know. I'm having trouble thinking of one right now, but I think there was more boring ones.
Yeah. I mean,
That moment when he threw the shield and it had his bat symbol on it, that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when this fight was announced, I wasn't really too hyped for it. I mean, I was hyped to see Captain America, but when they showed Batman
Sure.
as his opponent, I was like, "But really?"
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
boring. I overused Batman.
They used
Yeah.
him once.
Yeah.
They did.
Okay,
Well,
I
no,
guess
that-
they've overused Batman now.
Yeah, they've overused him now. But
Okay.
although at the time it also made me think, oh, well, if Batman can come back, who knows who else can come back?
Shadow.
Yeah.
Goku. Anyway,
Hey,
Richard.
possibly
so
a
you-
third time on that first one, just saying.
Yeah.
As long as he wins.
But yeah, so you just didn't like Batman vs. Captain America, huh?
Yeah, no, I thought that, I mean, it sounded like a good idea, but I could tell that, okay, because of the problems they were having with their hard drive, trying to get
Yeah, we should prob-
Godzilla versus Gamera out, it felt
We
like
should
a
probably
last minute.
explain that story. So when Godzilla vs. Gamera was coming out, well, actually, considering what we were just talking about, this is perfect.
Yeah.
They had a hard drive failure, so they lost the entire episode right before it was about to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they needed a fight, so they
Yeah.
decided,
Well, I mean, they still
what
had the
can we
fight,
use?
thankfully.
Yeah, no. So they needed a fight to fill the void until they can get it back on, and they chose.
No, they waited
this
until
match.
like they got this one finished. Well, they got Godzilla v Gamera finished, and then put it on YouTube. But then they just put out Batman vs Captain America to make up for that taking so long.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
either way, my point with that is it feels like it was just a last minute fight. It really the analysis did a good job of building up these two characters and showing how they're both determined, but the actual fight itself, while the aesthetic was nice, it just could not deliver the execution it was trying to deliver.
Yeah, and here's the thing: for those who don't know, they literally had this fight on the back burner in case
Yes.
of an emergency,
Hmm.
and I feel like that kind of shows how little they cared. Because if they were really proud of the animation and they really wanted to show people, it wouldn't just be something they kept on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's probably why they haven't done that since. Because it didn't really turn out that great. Like
No,
that fight was kind of like it wasn't the worst in my eyes, but I can totally see why someone would think it's their least favorite. Do you really like it more than like like Fulgore versus Sector?
I think we
In
know
some
what
aspects,
we're talking about
yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe.
Okay,
So is
So I
that
guess,
for Richards?
yeah.
Yep.
Alright, Jaru, what is your least favorite?
1 second. Drop the drink.
Don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
Okay.
Least favorite. Despite it used to be Fulgore versus Sector.
Mm-hmm.
But now, my least favorite is... Fuck, what was it?
My least favorite episode is fuck.
Beast versus Goliath.
Ooh. Interesting.
First off, I do have a soft spot for this episode as a whole because it's what inspired me to watch Gargoyles, and I loved it.
Which is a fantastic show. Go fucking watch it.
Best villain. The villain is my favorite character, like, ever.
Hell yes.
But that was the only bit of praise I could launch in this episode, because that fight was trash. It was short.
Really...
It was basic. It didn't represent the characters at all.
No.
It had forgettable music. No, actually, it had next to non-existent music.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing truly creative or interesting or exciting or anything about it. I hated it. It was trash. It was terrible.
Yeah, no, it was. It was mediocre, and it had a mediocre end death.
I think it was quicker than a minute as well.
Yeah, no, it was. Like,
it was
that's
like
what made it
53 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Which,
it was
once
bad.
again, this matchup got us so hyped. It's like, okay, final. You know, we got.
Were we really that hyped?
Well, I was, because
I was hyped because I just watched the show.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Okay,
us Gargoyle fans were hyped, but we were disappointed because they did a terrible job of representing Goliath in the actual animation. He didn't even speak. He just, made war sound effects. Like, they portrayed they portrayed him as a monster instead of, the person that they described in the actual analysis.
And keep in mind, like, within the context of 2D death battles, this was coming off the heels of stuff like Guts versus Nightmare, Chuck versus Sega, even Kirby versus Majin Buu, or Ryu versus Scorpion. Such good fights. And then there was this.
Well, it also came out right after Iron Man versus Lex Luthor.
And that makes it worse.
Even if it was the same matter, it doesn't change the fact that this sucked. It was bad. And it was disappointing. That's the big part. The reason I switched to this over Fulgore versus Sector is because Fulgore versus Sector at least felt true to the characters.
Yes.
In the sense they are basic-ass robots, and basic-ass robots is what they acted like. Whereas Beast and Goliath were like bastardizations of their actions.
Yes.
It is the only, it is pretty much one of the few death battles, and I'm just like, I would recommend people skip it.
Absolutely.
And I don't say that about many death battles, because most death battles have something redeeming about them.
I say that about my least favorite.
All right. Good segue.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite?
My least favorite is the same as it was on Oddbender, so I'll try and make this super quick. My least favorite death battle... What?
If you... Wait, so we had to change ours, but you still keep yours?
Yes.
Not everyone changes with time.
Fine, carry on.
My least favorite is still Pikachu versus Blanca. Hate this matchup. No, Blanca is not a Pokemon.
It was funny.
It really was funny.
And hey, that moment right before it ended was almost epic.
It really was.
It was epic, and then nope.
Ended.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for not liking it.
Also, can I just say, if this matchup were analyzed today, Pikachu would absolutely win.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Someone who's thoroughly analyzing Street Fighter right now, and also has done some Pokemon research. Pokemon Street Fighters are more impressive than people think.
Plus, this is Ash's Pikachu we're talking about. I've seen him Volt Tackle through giant mechs.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Street Fighters are more impressive than people realize, and I will prove that one day. But I'm also going to eventually prove how impressive Pokemon are.
Yeah.
And you're going to go from thinking, wow, Ryu could destroy a city rather than destroy a building. But with the Pokemon, you're going to go, wait, these things can destroy the universe. What the fuck is going on?
Pretty much.
why is it's like, oh yeah, Pikachu once fought a Machamp who like tossed mountains like baseballs, and then it's like, wait a second, and then you start to realize these things are disgustingly overpowered. These are the most overpowered pocket.
We're gonna get to Machamp when they do Goro versus Machamp,
Right?
or if one of us talks about it in the future episode. But anyway,
So, yeah, Pokemon.
Anyway, least favorite: Pikachu versus Blanca. Ugh, hate it.
Fair enough.
All right, so Richard, favorite.
Favorite. As of right now, it's Ben 10 versus Green Lantern.
Of course.
Cut off the last like 15 seconds. I can totally respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Again, I don't really know what to say what already hasn't been said. It did a great job of representing both characters, unlike the bastardization that was Goliath versus Beast. It had great comedy. It had some great creative uses of the hand-drawn segments. Yeah, it had still to this day, it had Werewolf Therewolf's best music of this season's soundtrack, and just everything about it was just perfect. Aside from those last 15 seconds, I think if that were to, be corrected, then this would arguably be S-tier material.
Didn't they say this is like their most disliked episode since Goku vs. Superman?
Yep,
it is.
It's actually more disliked.
Than Goku.
Are you serious?
It's more disliked.
Oh
in
my
terms of
god.
ratio.
And there's
people who watch it, more people disliked it than.
Yeah, and there's irony in me saying, "Oh, this is my favorite of the whole season," when it's the most disliked episode, not just of the season, but now probably of the whole
channel
series.
is in the description.
It's so sad because like the fight was going so perfect, but then they failed the landing. Like it was
I know.
Like at the Olympics, like they did a beautiful triple spin in the air and then landed on their face. Like it was.
I was thinking of that Simpsons clip where it ends with that gymnast landing on his legs and then it breaks.
Yeah, like they didn't. They almost stuck the landing. They came this close to sticking that landing, but then they failed epically. And so yeah, no, I agree. If they would have changed the outcome, I think this would have been their most liked episode, not just of the season, but maybe of the entire series.
Everyone wanted Ben to win this.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
I love Green Lantern, but they like I felt like they did him as much justice as they could. I feel like they could have done it better though. I feel like if you're gonna be dealing with these cosmic level characters and you're not gonna respect, like I feel like they didn't really respect.
No, and once again,
maybe they just didn't understand it because Deathball doesn't operate with characters of this scale very often, and when they do, their analysis kind of starts to get wishy-washy.
Once again, I'm gonna
before.
say, when I bring this fight up again in my top 5 reviews, I address this, I'm gonna say, if you thought,
we're also gonna be talking about this fight again one day.
Yeah, no, but I'm trying to get to the point. If you all have all of the problems we have with this episode, all of them can be blamed on a researcher named Liam, who is a biased Green Lantern fan. Hashtag I love you, Liam.
Wait to save face.
Yeah, let's not accidentally send internet psychos after innocent people.
Yeah, no, okay. Liam, you're a great guy. Richard does not speak for me.
Yeah.
Liam, you're a great guy personally, but you're a biased researcher, so I still love you.
Everyone's a biased researcher, even me.
Yes, agreed.
But anyway, yeah. I'm surprised that it's your favorite, despite it being so disliked. But
yeah, exactly. That's the irony in this.
Also, if anything, this gave birth to one of my favorite lines. When Ben goes way big, he steps on Hal and says, "Ew, I stepped in, loser." I could actually see Ben saying that in the show. Like, that's why I love it so much. It's just perfect Ben.
All of that's thanks to Nicholas's amazing voice acting as Ben and his aliens.
Yep. All right. Next up, my favorite.
Yeah, Jaru's favorite.
Honestly, my favorite, kind of like, I have like 5 that I love, and I could, depending on my mood, I could pick any of them. But, Generally, like between like some of these, I'm subjective about. Like He-Man versus Lion-O, I adore that matchup. But I'm also a huge '80s fanboy who thinks Stranger Things
are.
is the best thing ever made. So
I agree with that statement.
But I think that my absolute favorite is a combination. It's actually just straight up like it's objectively just amazing, and that is the Pokemon Battle Royale.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy cow. That match is so damn good. It is
really is.
Showmanship. Like,
it's so good that
it's like
the
cute little story of it being like, oh, here's the starters, and the reason they don't have IVs and EVs is because
rare candies.
And then they start fighting. It starts off pretty simple, cool little moves thrown around. Then you get a beam struggle out of nowhere, left, and they vaporize the forest. It goes from 1 to 10 like instant, and it's like, what the heck? And then you get one of the most brutal deaths.
Yeah,
what did you do to you?
I know.
Can I just throw this out there? I love everything in this episode except Charizard's death.
Okay, that part's great.
This may be the sick person in me, but I absolutely loved how Charizard just got obliterated.
Like,
it's like,
so Venusaur gets decimated. It's sad, and then Blastoise wakes up, and they're like, straight out of a Western. They're squaring off against each other.
Yeah,
and they have like the Pokemon Flash and
the Pokemon in like first like he shoots the water just to make it rain, just to make it like not only is that a reasonable battle thing for him to do, but it adds this awesome ambiance to the fight with raining and lightning, and then you get that. Yeah, like he said, the Pokemon zoom in and it's like that was so unnecessary, but it was amazing.
Yes,
it was. It was so good. And this is clearly made by someone who loves these characters in this series and this battle and wanted to do it amazing. And like right before they're about to fight, lightning strikes and then they charge, and it's like using the lightning strike to initiate their conflict was great too. And then there's the ring of fire around the Charizard, and it's like and then they fight each other, and it just gets so visceral as they're just like ripping each other apart.
Oh yes.
And then the death, and it's so good. It's
really is.
It's just so brutal.
I love it.
Fun fact, something like that was the original plan for Batman's death against Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going to have Spider-Man do the same thing, but with his webbing. But they thought, nah, that's too much.
Yeah.
Can't do it to Batman, but a Pokemon, who cares?
Yeah, but it also doesn't make as much sense with the web.
It does, yeah.
But anyway, and one of the biggest things at the brace, like no death battle gets A tier from me without having great music. And their use of the music in this makes it S tier.
Well, yeah, like, you heard Pokemon battle music.
Yeah, well, it's not just that they used it. Like great music is only great if you use it properly, and they used it amazingly. Like there's this particular moment, like when the lightning strikes, the music starts going, and then as they're fighting, like there's this moment where Charizard like swipes at him multiple times, and he's like swiping in time with the beats of the music, and it's just like the music is telling the story of the battle. It's amazing. Anyway, so that's why it's my favorite death battle.
Yeah, it is a good episode. Again, I just like everything about it aside from Charizard's death.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I loved it. That's why That's why I put like in the top of my personal tier list using my tier list template link in the description. That's why I put Pokemon Gen 2 starter battle royale as one of my most wanted because I just want it. I just want it. Like at least give me that, or like either give me that or give me an Eevee battle royale. That'd be pretty cool too. Although I still would prefer the Gen 2. Oh, imagine for Alligator like eating one of the other Pokemon. That'd be great. Anyway, so yeah, favorite death battle. You're only mate. You wanna do yours?
Well, I think we all know what it's gonna be, so I'll make this quick.
Okay.
Favorite episode is still Yang versus Tifa.
Oh,
of course.
What a shock!
Yeah, you clearly haven't changed.
No, I
Wait,
have not.
Honestly, I kind of forgot because you talk more about what you're most wanted.
Yeah.
than you did.
No, we'll get to that soon, but with a little twist.
Um,
But yeah, it might just be like the biased Ruby fan in me. I admit that, but honestly, just so much about this episode was great. Like the fight. Okay, first of all, Barbara as Yang, perfect. If it was anyone else, I'm sorry that would detract it. Like, minus a few points for me. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it now. But just everything about the fight choreography was so good. Like, you have Yang's uppercut from the yellow trailer transitioning into how Tifa lands on that mirror like she does in Advent Children.
yeah,
Like,
that was
every
pretty cool.
time I watch that moment, I'm just like, oh, it's so good! Okay, and honestly, I freaking love the neck snap death. Like, okay, when it comes to deaths, yeah, brutal is good, but I also like the creativity. This was a perfect mix of both for me.
Fair enough.
So it just blended together so well, and oh god, I could go on about it forever, but I'm trying to keep this quick. So yeah, favorite episode, Yang v Tifa. Now then, most wanted. Richard?
Richard, I think.
Oh yes, it's since I'm the birthday guy. Sure, I'll go first. Korra versus Anakin. What more do I need to say?
It's going to explain why you want it,
Oh, fine.
and why these two specifically.
Fine. Yes, because everybody got on my case. Oh, why not Korra versus Rey? I'm like, they're women. I'm like, yeah, but you want to know the difference between Korra and Rey from the new trilogy? Korra actually has a character, and it is not
Also,
just.
can I just say that they're both women thing? You wouldn't be saying that if you looked at Rey as a person, not a woman.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got all those SJWs
Richard.
out there.
Don't insult-
but no.
Don't insult Luke Skywalker's female clone like that. That's not cool.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. No. Korra versus Anakin has a lot going for it thematically. Both are, these chosen ones to bring balance to their respective universe. Both have these short, hot tempers. Both rarely go into battle without a plan. And both get super, super emotional pretty easily and are known to be unorthodox and define their mentors. Both of them can manipulate. Well, with Anakin, he can manipulate, the Earth with telekinesis. With Korra, she can do it with, just natural talent. And finally, both of them have avatar states. So, this makes a lot more sense to have than, say, Korra versus Storm or Korra versus Rey, because you look at these two, you're like, oh my god, they're almost the same character.
Yeah, I definitely like this more than Korra versus Aang.
Yeah, it's like,
Well, Korra wins.
yes, she
like,
does.
How's that debate? It's like having Super Saiyan Blue Goku versus regular Super Saiyan Goku, and it's like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do have a couple questions about this fight.
Okay,
One,
what's your questions?
what's stopping Anakin from just force choking her and winning?
Because Korra has been force choked before, and I won't say I don't want to spoil this for Jaru, but I'll just say she has had the equivalent of the force choke applied to her. But let's just say when she got force choked, it was more deadly than anything Anakin could ever do. And secondly, she was able to get out of that via the Avatar state, because it doesn't matter if. Yeah, the Avatar state pretty much just breaks all kinds of telekinesis on somebody. So, yes.
As for my other question, can Korra sandbend? Because we know that's Anakin's greatest weakness.
Well,
Wow.
well, yeah, I would, because she had, I would assume yes, because she is an earthbender, and she did train, with Toph, so yeah, I say she could.
So course.
But also, too, she could also potentially metal bend his lightsaber. Potentially.
I'm just thinking Korra wins because Sandbend and Anakin gets attacked and he's like, oh, god damn it, I hate sand!
Yeah, it all depends. It depends if Anakin's lightsaber is pure, if it's purely made. Like, it's hard to explain that, but if it isn't, then yeah, Korra could just, metal bend that shit. Or, I mean, if Anakin tries to do a slow slash, Korra can just redirect it because she can energy bend. So, yeah.
All right, that's a very. I will say, like, it's a very creative matchup. Like, I would never have considered.
Yeah. And you also spoke to one of the researchers, Lousy Tactician, about it.
I did, yes. He seemed very interested.
It's actually surprisingly
shout out to you,
popular
Lousy,
matchup.
if you're watching this. You're probably not, though.
It was a surprisingly popular matchup to me because, as it turns out, it was popular enough to get into my tier list template, which you should totally try. Links in the description.
Yeah!
How much more are you going to plug it?
As many times as he wants.
You can't stop me. I'm too powerful. Anyway, so anything else you want to say about your most wanted, Richard?
Nope, that's about it.
All right. So, Jaru, it's your turn.
Now, I will say that over the course of making my tier list template link in the description, I've discovered so many new matchups that I've had to discuss and think about and figure out. Like, I don't know which one's my favorite. So I've thought through them all. If you watch Nerd Bender, you know my old favorite was the Chosen Undead from Dark Souls versus the Last Dragonborn from Skyrim. And I'd still love that. That's still like top 5 material for me for Most Wanted. But I just changed my mind on my Most Wanted. I think I want just a tiny bit more. A Link from Legend of Zelda Battle Royale.
Oh boy.
It would be so awesome. There have been 12 links in total. And each of them has their own unique equipment and skills and histories, and they fought different villains. Sure, several of them have fought some of the same villains, but like they fought them with different powers at the time. Like some of them have fought Ganondorf, but others have fought Ganondorf with the full power of the Triforce, like all 3 pieces. So stuff like that. And so like they've got enough variety that'd be really interesting. And if 12 links is too many,
then we could limit it to like the most prominent, like they did with the Mega Man Battle Royale.
Like the top 5, if they wanted. Like
which honestly, if I had to pick, it'd probably be the ones in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, those are probably the most popular. I
guess that'd be Ocarina.
Technically, Ocarina, Link, and Majora's Mask Link are the same person, so I'm not sure how they handle it. They could either, what's the word?
Composite
them. Or I guess they could theoretically. I guess they could hypothetically have both, although that'd be a little weird for me. I'd prefer a composite. But it would probably be them. They'd be the new one,
the Wild
from Wild Link. Then
and Toon Link.
Probably Wind Waker Link, and then
Wind Waker plus Phantom Hourglass.
And then the other one, I forget. I forget what his official name is, but he's like the Hero of Light, maybe. I forget which one. I forget what his official title is, but he's the one who's from I think both Oracle games and he's in. I forget the games he's in because he's a 2D Zelda Link, and I didn't play
so many
2D
Links.
Zelda. Yeah, but he's in 4 games. He has 4 games to his name. That is more games than any other Link. He was also the Link who went to the Link's Awakening. I think he's also that Link. So that Link's getting a new remake, so it works perfectly.
Yeah, so maybe. Here's my question though: which one has the fierce deity?
That'd be Majora's Mask.
Okay, from what I've heard of that stay, I think he wins.
It's pretty crazy. It's a very powerful form. It's literally the power of a god. But you know what? Several of the Links have defeated gods. So,
true, but then again, wouldn't this Link have as well? I don't know.
Yeah,
to be honest, the only Zelda games I've played are Ocarina of Time, Phantom Hourglass, and Breath of the Wild.
Fair enough.
Especially
Not a terrible
Breath of the
system.
Wild.
And like Phantom Hourglass Link, and like it's so cool because they have so many different equipments. Like the Phantom Hourglass Wind Waker Link, like he has the Phantom Hourglass, which lets him stop time. Breath of the Wild Link, he also can stop time. But then you have like
I don't know. We can't stop time. We can just pause time for certain objects and enemies.
enemies. But I mean, that's effectively, true, and that's an important detail because that would mean that's not as good as the Phantom Hourglass because that actually stops time. At the same time, like Majora's Mask Link, he can slow down time for everyone but himself, so he can effectively double his speed for free. So yeah, it's just like it's really interesting discussion. So yeah, that's my most wanted death battle, a Link Battle Royale. Plus, it wouldn't have the issue. Yeah, and it wouldn't have the issue everyone being like, there's too many Links, compositing them is unfair for defeating Cloud, who Link stomps. Even now, even if they did that death battle properly, Link would still win. Because it's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's what I want. I want a Link Battle Royale. Thank you. Good night. Use my tier list.
Alright, now for my most wanted. Okay.
Also Link Battle.
So, a lot of people are probably already assuming what my most wanted is. Yes, you're right. But I'm also cheating in this little thing that we're doing. Because technically I'm going to talk about 5 characters all at once. Not for a Battle Royale, though. And those 5 characters are Blake from Ruby, Mikasa from Attack on Titan, Akame from Akame ga Kill, CT from Red vs. Blue, and Killua from Hunter x Hunter.
You cheated.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Sorry for cheating. You don't have to use my tier list template. Link in the description.
Anyway, so the reason for these 5... Okay. Aside from Ruby, because Ruby vs. Marco is requested out the arse, even though it's confirmed to already be happening, honestly, Blake is, without question, the most popular Ruby character requested for Death Battle, like, for ages now. Like, I want to say since Yang vs. Tifa, because, well, one, when that fight was announced, then it opened the gate, like, yes, it is possible for Ruby characters to be put in the show. However, in the fallout of Yang vs. Tifa, I think a lot of people were requesting Blake versus CT because, we just want Rooster Teeth versus Rooster Teeth. We don't want any bias, even though there wasn't any before. But anyway, so the big one for Blake is versus Mikasa, and Akame and CT are kind of requested as well, so I thought, why not cover them all? Now yes, CT, it's Rooster Teeth versus Rooster Teeth, but it's also the single most boring possibility of all of this 5.
Agreed.
Because, honestly, what can CT do that's just shooting bullets? She doesn't really have anything else. And Blake's way more than quick enough to deal with that. So CT's gonna have to get up close, in which case, yeah, it's a fight, Blake's just gonna rip her apart.
Yeah. Plus, who gives a crap about CT?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Now,
Like,
Akame, yeah, there is somewhat of a debate there because of how Akame's sword works, but there's also the fact that she'd have to get through Blake's aura. So, yeah, there's debate there, and I get it. But also the similarities, it's just not that great for me. However,
agreed.
then there's Mikasa. And that works so much better thematically. I won't get into too much of why, because it will spoil Attack on Titan for Jaru. But also with how these two fight, it would lend itself perfectly for animation. It'd be awesome, and honestly, it'd be the most hyped matchup out of this 5. Especially if we do it next year. And the reason for this, okay, we know Volume 7 of RWBY is coming. And if a certain something happens, let's just say there'll be a lot of buzz around Blake in particular. And also what we have next year, Attack on Titan Season 4. The final season. So if you put in a RWBY character, an Attack on Titan character, and Death Battle, there's going to be so much hype from both fan bases. So it is going to do like the best.
Fair enough.
Okay, so now people are probably wondering, well, if that's the case, what the hell are Akame and Killua even doing here. Basically, I want them to fight each other. Because screw CT. Like, okay, I don't have anything against Red vs. Blue characters being put in Death Battle. In fact, what I really want is Sarge vs. Soldier. Like, yeah, I like that matchup. But here's the thing, though. I don't see why CT should be included above the likes of Sarge or just any of the Reds and Blues. Well,
Yeah.
even some of the freelancers, those guys could have interesting fights, but CT's done next to nothing.
Yeah.
I'd also argue North, because he can dual-wield snipers. That's awesome.
Rip.
Yeah. Also, why Akame versus Killua? I put out polls like asking, okay, so do you want Akame to fight Killua or Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill? I watched Kill la Kill, I saw way more similarities between Ryuko and Shadow the Hedgehog. Not only way more similarities, but that's a way more debatable fight. Trust me, Ryuko is insane.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that Sarge with the Soldier was so bad. Like, the point that it got in my tier list.
Yeah, you'll find an excuse to plug that, won't you?
I've actually played it too many times to the point that it's not funny anymore, but oh well.
Probably. Anyway, the thing that makes this fight so interesting is because, let's say, if everyone here got cut with Akame's sword, Killua is the only one who stands a chance. Because he was trained to be an assassin, and he basically has, like, next to immunity, I think it is, like, all these high resistance to all poisons, toxins, and chemicals, so he actually has a chance to survive that. And it becomes way more of a debatable matchup. But what makes this kind of interesting is, okay, they were both trained to be assassins, Akame by a government that was corrupted, and she wanted out of it, so she's against it. Killua by his family, who he then left to take part in the Hunter exams, and so now he's kind of with the government, so it's kind of weird how it works out that way. So, it's a bit more interesting to me. So, yeah, whereas, like, Ryuko, oh boy. So basically, like, that's what I think about this 5. Like, the real matchups. Blake versus Mikasa, Akame versus Killua, CT versus the paper bag or something, I don't know, who cares. Again, I don't have anything against Red vs. Blue characters being put in, just CT. And I don't have anything against CT as a character, just why she should be included above so many other characters.
Yeah. Sort of like putting in someone like, I don't know,
Jar
Cheetah
Jar
from-
Binks, and then not
like-
putting in Luke Skywalker.
Exactly. It is like, why? Why would you do this?
That being said, I don't think CT is the Jar Jar Binks of Red vs. Blue. Like, I'm just saying things as an example.
She's a minor character, and there's major characters that exist. But yeah. So, is that... I lost count. Is that all of the characters you were talking about?
Yeah, so, again, Blake versus Mikasa, Akame versus Killua, CT, who gives a shit?
Fair enough.
And with that, I think we are done for today. Thanks to anyone who was actually listening through all of that.
Maybe they weren't, and were instead using my tier list template. Link in the description. But yeah, so no, I had a lot of fun. It was a great death battle. I'm weirdly hyped for the next time. All of a sudden,
Especially after this, yeah.
yeah, I don't even what the hell.
Also, we should
One of the
probably
minor
talk.
Power Rangers.
I also feel like we should probably talk about a little something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we just had Ivan and Nidge on this show, right?
Yeah.
If anyone's wondering how could you possibly be on this show, there are certain things that we might look for when deciding who we'd like to have as a guest. And, of course, there's obvious ones, like, don't be an asshole. Like, essentially, like...
What he's saying is, you haven't been on the show yet, you're an asshole.
No, obviously. But... No, but basically, if you're someone we can get along with, then that's just gonna up the chances even more. Also, a decent mic, preferably. Like, it doesn't have to be something super expensive, but
Preferably slightly better than my mic.
sure. Although your mic sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah. I thought it sounded terrible.
Have you not listened to any of these?
I did, and I could barely hear me. Although this time I've been speaking really close to the mic, so maybe y'all can hear me this time.
Really, I can hear you perfectly. Last time it was Ninja had trouble hearing.
Oh, good.
Well, that was
All right,
because
sweet.
his mic was super quiet.
Awesome. Anyway,
Uh,
you were saying.
yeah, stuff like that. That it might actually help if you post some kind of content where we can like hear you, and that helps us gauge like the other two factors. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. But hey, if you'd actually like to be a guest on this show, let us know. Or if you have anyone you can recommend, let us know, and we could reach out. Something.
We're not trying to. I mean, it's not like we have to have guests every
Yeah.
episode.
But like every now and then, like maybe, or if a certain matchup is happening, then
Sure.
perhaps if you're someone who's super knowledgeable on one of the characters, if not both, then perhaps that's something we could talk about.
Fair enough. Sounds muy bueno.
Yes.
All right, I think we've discussed everything.
Pretty much. Everything that needs to be, anyway.
All right, and a few things that didn't need to be, like my tier list template.
This again.
I'll send you the link so you can put it in the description.
I'll be sure to do that.
Oh, that'd be so messed up if I kept linking, like, if I kept bragging about it and then it didn't end up in the description. Okay.
I'm somewhat tempted to do that, but you might just put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Or I'll do a reaction video. Nah, not really. But anyway.
We should wrap up.
Okay. Outros, go!
Thank you all for watching, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys for the next time. So if you enjoyed it, then, hit that like, comment down below, subscribe to these two gentlemen, and yeah, thank you all so much. This is the Jedi Bender saying, be air, my friends.
Alrighty, make sure to use my freaking template, and like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, have a fantastic day.
Thanks for watching all of that stuff. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you for the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, he's making a list. He's checking it twice. Gonna find out about your sins and vice. Ghost Rider. He's kind of like evil Santa Claus.
Town.
Yep. Krampus, yeah, that's a good can.
He's like the anti-Santa Claus. Instead of giving you gifts, he takes it.
Right.
And the gift is your soul.
Yeah.
You better not run, you better not hide, you better start praying, I'm telling you why. Ghost Rider is coming for you. He's listing your sins, he's checking them twice, gonna make you stare into his eyes. Ghost Rider is coming for you. He sees what you've done, he knows where you live, he knows if you've sinned or not, so don't sin for the love of God. You better not run, you better not hide, you better start praying, I'm telling you why. Ghost Rider is coming for you.